Hello.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity of Windsor. My name is Nicholas, and I will be your co-host with our very own Mariette. The Unity movement embraces an inherent worth and diversity of every individual, fostering an environment of acceptance and respect for all people, without distinction of any kind. We come together to encourage and support one another in our individual spiritual journeys. Wherever you are in that process, we are glad that you are joining us here today.
While it is a well-traveled land, we would like to respectfully acknowledge that the land in which we gather today is the traditional territory of the Three Fires Confederacy of First Nations, comprising of the Ojibwe, the Ottawa, and the Potawatomi peoples. We are grateful to work, learn, and live in this area.
And we are so glad to have our musical director, Angelica, as well as our very own Mike, enjoying us, providing our music for today.
It's great having you as our platform host, Nicholas. Thank you for being here.
Always a joy to be here.
Yay.
And now let's take a moment in silence and relaxation as I read our opening prayer. Dear Holy Creator, thank you for the divine creation called me. Help me recognize that my worthiness is not determined by the opinion of others, but my acceptance of self. As I go through this day, may I see the brilliant light at the center of my being, so as to experience the complete love that is my spiritual inheritance. May I be a role of your reflection for all around me. And it is so. Amen.
Amen. So Tim Eckert, where are you? There you are, Tim, in your usual place, actually. Tim is available for prayer after the service in the prayer room. And if you don't know where that is, anybody new here today, it's just down when you go through the hospitality area where we have coffee. It's just down to the hallway, and it's the room to the left.
And we have a prayer request box just off to the side of the podium here. You can place your request in the prayer box, and our prayer chaplain team will hold those requests in prayer with you.
All right, and talking about prayer support, we also have Silent Unity, 1-800-NOW-PRAY. Silent Unity is a wonderful resource for all of us. Just call them, 1-800-NOW-PRAY, anytime that you want that prayer support.
And now it is time for some music. For those of you willing and able, please stand up and join us. Angelica, what do you have for us today?
Good morning, everyone. Our first song is going to be Richard McDucky. Here we go. In the morning when I rise, and before I close my eyes, anytime I'm in despair, I just speak this little prayer. You got it, Tim. God's love surrounds me, God's love enfolds me, God's power protects me, the presence of God watches over me, wherever I am, God is. When the cold wind starts to blow and they beat upon your door, every night will have its dawn. Hold this thought as you hold on. God's light surrounds you, God's love enfolds you, God's power protects you. The presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is. We all hear the Spirit call. It's a small world after all, bound together in and through this one common simple truth. God's light surrounds us, God's love enfolds us, God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. God's love surrounds us, God's love enfolds us, God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Woohoo! Thanks, everyone. Okay. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow Spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow Spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow Spirit to do what it does. Peace, peace fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow Spirit to do what it does. God fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow Spirit to do what it does. Oh, God fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow Spirit to do what it does. Love, joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow Spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow Spirit to do what it joy. One more. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow Spirit to do what it does. I allow Spirit to do what it does. Oh, I allow Spirit to do what it does. Thanks, everyone. Please be seated.
Thank you.
Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor is a progressive spiritual community that emphasizes personal growth, living consciously, and making a positive difference in the world. As part of the New Thought and the worldwide unity movement, we strive to be compassionate, inclusive, open-minded, service-oriented, abundant, and spirit-filled.
Unity teaches that each person is a unique, individual expression of God. Our realization of that truth evolves as we expand our consciousness through prayer and meditation. Unity emphasizes that we create our experience of life according to the thoughts and the feelings we hold in mind and heart. Affirmative prayer is the highest form of creative thought, while meditation stills the mind, heightens our awareness of our oneness with Spirit, each other, and all of life. Living from that awareness transforms our life and our world.
Our affirmation for August is, I am the ever-renewing, ever-unfolding expression of infinite life and health. Will you please say that with me?
I am the ever-renewing, ever-unfolding expression of infinite life and health. And now, Angelica is going to sing a beautiful song for us.
When I was a child each week, on Sundays we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. And he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread. And everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. And when I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding when there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely fit my fingertips. But now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. Now I walk with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. not a testament, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I can't remember when church let out. Things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, having second-rate hand-me-down. Now I'm walking with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything's holy now. Everything is holy now. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Angelica. Can I just bow down to your courage and strength? Prayer and action. Right here, right now. Yeah. Can we all wave to the wonderful people in the online world? Hi. So the reason why I picked this song, me and Angelica picked it together actually, is because I remember feeling that way. Does anybody else resonate feeling like, oh, there was all kinds of miracles in Jesus' day? There's nothing happening. I was a kid at the time, but did you feel that way too? Yeah? Yeah, that is like, okay, so where's all the miracles, right? This is just humdrum normal life. Like, this is kind of boring. And then as we mature, we wake up to the fact that the red-winged bird, blackbird, isn't singing its song is a miracle, that I am a miracle, that you are a miracle, that life is a miracle, and that we can make miracles happen every single day. And the other thing I really like about this song is how it expands the idea of what a miracle is, just like I want to expand our idea of what prayer is today. So who grew up with the idea that prayer was what you say, maybe. I remember where I was when I learned the Our Father. I was in the basement of our home, and I was told to memorize this prayer, and so I studied it and learned it. Does anybody else remember, that kind of learning your prayers? Yes, and sometimes, because we're just given that one idea of prayer, we think that's it. And now we're going to look at, what is it really? Well, if prayer is about creating miracles every day, then it's about expanding what that idea of prayer is into, wait, my life is a prayer. And God is always praying as me. Or love is always praying as me. However we want to say it. And I want to tell you an astounding story today when Angelica opened the door, as is her usual habit, to let some fresh air in as she was preparing for today's service. She went about her business, and lo and behold, the hawk flew in. And then its mate started saying, "Where'd you go? Come back." And it tried, except it's going, up there and up there and up there. And finally, as Angelica's watching this poor creature completely lost and confused, it's smacked hard against a window up there, and you can still see it smudge up there. You can come and look at it later if you want. And knocked itself out. And Angelica is afraid and almost in panic mode. But she stayed in the center of her calm self, grabbed a piano cover, took it over to the hawk, scooped it up with the cover, and brought it outside. And they called the wildlife or the Humane Society. Yeah, and Jen, were you talking to me? Stay in the center more? Okay. So the hawk is sitting outside right now recovering. It might be gone by now. It's still there? Anyway, it's going to be okay. It's up and about, and it's looking around, and I think it's thanking Angelica. So is that not an example of prayer in action and Angelica creating a miracle? You know, if she would have completely panicked and given over to her fear, that hawk could be like, still here actually. So, yeah, this is an example of staying in our wisdom, our intelligence, our love, our caring, our prayerful self, and making a miracle happen. Thank you, Angelica, for courage and action. And this is why when she started to sing about the red-winged blackbird, she lost it, because it's like a little too close, right, to what happened for her today. Yeah. There's a song by Karen Drucker that Angelica is going to learn for us called You Are Healed. I see you walking in the desert. It's the dark night of your soul. I feel the pain inside you as you let go of everything you've known, of all that you've known. But I know you'll find the answers to what you're looking for. Through the ashes you will be reborn, so much wiser than before. And the chorus goes like this: all I can pray for you, all I can say to you, all I can know for you is that you are healed. You are healed. I feel so lost and helpless. I don't know what to do. I want to take away your pain, though I know I can't rescue you. So I'll listen, love, laugh with you, and be there to hold your hand and gently remind you you're doing the best that you can. You've got courage to walk through the darkness. Trust in faith to help calm your fears. And feel your angels. They're always around you. They're just whispering into your ear. All I can pray for you, all I can say to you, all I can know for you is you are healed. You are healed. You can see why I love this song. It's got so much depth of wisdom in it. Letting go of worrying about fixing or rescuing or that helpless, lost feeling we have when our loved ones feel lost, are in the darkness. We've been there, we know what that's like, and we'd kind of like to save them from all that stuff. And it's like, no, that's part of our journey. That's part of our process, our healing journey. Without the darkness, what is light? right? So we need that for contrast. The Course in Miracles talks about the contrast. We need that. We need the suffering in order to grow the depth of our soul, of our wisdom, of our love, and create those miracles that help us to rise above the stuff that we've endured. It also talks about what we can do. That prayer is listening. It's stopping and listening. Prayer is moving into compassion. God is compassion. That beautiful song that we sang together, God is. Wherever I am and whatever I am as God is. And so compassion, we have that in us available at any time, because God is no spot where God is not. Always present. So stop and move into that place. Make a decision. You can show your compassion instead of getting scared. When your friend is suffering, sometimes we get scared, we don't know what to say. And so we can move into that place of compassion, and that is a most beautiful prayer. So I term the traditional prayers that are Our Father, Hail Mary, the rote prayers that often use the traditional way of addressing a God out there. I term that as passive prayer. And I term the affirmative prayer that Unity uses and that Karen Drucker uses in that song as action prayers, active prayer. In my letter to the community, I talked about encouragement being a form of prayer. And I never really, as I was writing, I'm like, oh my God, Eureka, it's a form of prayer. It's expanding my idea of prayer, and I'd like you to think about that. Is it not just a form of affirmative prayer? Geez, you're doing great, Stacy. You're doing the best you can. Kudos to you. How does that feel? Right? Just right now. Didn't that just, and that is prayer. That is me praying with you. Anybody else have any ideas of what prayer is that's maybe something different than what you grew up with? Bobby Joe? Singing. I love that. And that's what Karen Drucker uses all the time, right? I remember when I joined the choir when I was a child, my parents let me know that when I sang prayers, that I was praying twice, in the music and in the words. Double impact. And I want to say that any music, it doesn't have to be words of so-called church prayer. Any music is a prayer. Why? Because it's a human being creating it, elevating their spirit, sharing it with others to elevate their spirits. What kind of oneness is that? Good example, Bobby Joe.
Service is a prayer.
Acts of service. Oh, good example. Excellent. Go ahead.
For me, I had a problem with prayer altogether because I had a problem with religion. And I got into the program and they said pray, and I go, I don't think so.
So you had a problem with the word prayer.
Yeah, I don't think so. But then I realized, because I used to say, well, if God is everything everywhere all the time, I don't have to tell him anything. He already knows, right? So why pray? But for me, prayer is a reminder to me that I'm not alone.
Prayer for you is a reminder that you are not alone. Oh, you hit my heart right there, because that is for me the same. Somebody else, Claudio?
For me, the strongest form of prayer is images.
Images.
You imagine, because then the word imagine is the word I am. Right?
Imagine uses the word I am.
Well, that's I spell it out. I am.
Oh, wait. image, I am, is in the actual word of image.
Become what you foresee. You can communicate with images. Over time, we lost that ability and we went to words, and now we have to form images with our words. So if you want to manifest, if you use an image, it's the strongest vibration to get what your prayer is.
There's a lot of wisdom in what you said, and we could actually use a microphone to hear all that, if there is one. Is there a microphone available? Thanks, Nicholas. It's really important, I think, that we hear what Claudio said. I don't even dare try to summarize.
Hi. So to me, the strongest form of prayer is an image. And in the word image is I am. In the letters of the word image is I am. So your imagination, where I was told in school, stop, do this, do that, don't imagine, don't daydream. No, because the images that you make are the strongest, highest vibration. These vocal cords are a lower vibration. So when you're praying using words, you should be using images, because those images go everywhere. And it's the fastest form to get prayer, so-called prayer, out there. So if you imagine what you want, go back to that little kid, right? That little kid inside, and use your I am imagination. And that is what gives us that strength. You can visualize. Now, when you're using your images, the animals get to see them. I've done that very often. If you imagine what you want the animal to do, because anima means soul, right? So they're your soul guides. There's a beautiful message, and I got a synchronicity because I took a snapshot of 2 hawks bathing in the pool cover this morning, probably around the same time that it flew into the... Right, so I said, I know there's going to be a magical day because the animals know the images. So those hawks knew this image ahead of time. So the strongest form of prayer is positive images of what you want.
Thank you. So the
Make them
positive,
needs, not desires.
the most powerful prayer is a positive image, is what Claudio is saying. Use your imagination. It's even stronger than your words. And Unity does talk about aligning your word with feeling and with visualization, and that brings it about much faster. Yeah, there's something to experiment with this week, today, and in the days to come. Prove the truth you know. Yeah, so try that. Let's all try that. Visualization is a powerful prayer indeed. So we know that meditation and mindfulness are forms of prayer, music and chanting. Any other favorite ways to pray, Paul? Humming. Thank you. There's a lot of vibration in there. They talk about also how humming helps calm your nervous system and help the vagus and parasympathetic nervous system get into gear, relaxation of the body and the nervous system. All ways of praying and aligning ourselves with our calm center, our true self. Connecting with nature is a great way to connect, right? Well, where's Angelica? Oh, is she? What a great way that she demonstrated that truth with us today, connecting with the bird. And just, I don't know, I love to watch a bee just get into the nectar of a flower. Just watch it. Just get my body into the grass and just watch what's going on. I like getting into my child self. What a great way to pray. Prayer, after all, isn't it just about becoming aware, waking up to the reality of our oneness with God? So when we're down with nature on the grass, when we're down in the grass, in the meadow, when we're on our nature retreat together and we're enjoying nature, isn't that just becoming aware of our oneness with all that is? So there's a lot of challenges and difficulties in life, and so this is why we need to keep strengthening our faith muscle and our belief, our hope, our knowing that we got this. Aren't we a lot like an onion? Once we heal one layer of our consciousness, there's another layer waiting for our attention, our healing touch. So I was thinking about it as I was writing this talk, and I was thinking, spiritual healing really is the most vital, the first and foremost healing that happens. And it's spiritual healing, once it happens, which is, I believe, Chuck, healing our sense of aloneness. That's a big spiritual healing. Once that happens and we get connected with the sense of our oneness, then we can heal, then our bodies relax into that. Like the spiritual healing helps us to heal our bodies. That's the way it goes. But often it's the physical ailments and illnesses and difficulties we have that call us into healing our spiritual selves. So body, mind, spirit, one is calling the other. So Mother Teresa said, and I love that you shared with us, Chuck, about the healing the sense of aloneness, because Mother Teresa said the greatest disease in the West today is not TB or leprosy, it is being unwanted, unloved, uncared for. We can cure physical diseases with medicine, but not always, right? Medicine only goes so far. But the only cure for loneliness, despair, and hopelessness is love. There are many in the world who are dying for a piece of bread, but there are many more dying for a little love. The poverty, she says, in the West is a different kind of poverty. It is not only a poverty of loneliness, but also of spirituality, a poverty of spirituality. And this is what we're healing. There's a hunger for love, she says, as there is a hunger for God. So yeah, she's right on. We Westerners, we need to drink constantly from the well of connection and the well of belonging, knowing that we belong together in order to heal our spirits. So one of the things I am doing to drink deeply from my spiritual well of oneness is to call silent unity every day. Okay, so I'll be honest, I skipped yesterday by accident, but it's been every day for the last 2 weeks. And when you call silent unity, you tell them your intention. They'll say, "This is silent unity, how can I pray with you?" And so you tell them, "Okay, so I would like to pray with you about this intention, such and such intention. Maybe I'd like to pray with you, I'm feeling discouraged," for example. And they'll just go, "It's an honor for us to pray with you." And they move into they'll whip out their affirmations or whatever they've got there to help themselves get right in alignment with what it is you're needing, and they will pray with you. And okay, is that like a recording, Tim? Absolutely. They give you like three different options, I think. So the first, number one, would be to press 1 if you want to speak to an associate. Press 2 if you want to just listen to a wonderful recording of inspired prayer. So sometimes that's all you want. That's all you need. Thank you, Tim. And I think number 3 is putting your prayer intention. If you don't want to wait for an associate, then you would put it on the website. Go to the website. So, yeah, anybody try Silent Unity and found it to be helpful? Susan? Yeah? Perfect? Wow. So you're feeling encouraged. Okay, good. Mary Rose, did you say?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. We got different times in your life, someone passes on, things like that. It's wonderful.
Yes. It's a wonderful resource. Who knew, how brilliant is that to set up a phone line, available to anybody in the world? What a way to connect. When you think about it, doesn't it blow your mind? Bobby Joe?
Sometimes you feel so tired, so weak, and you just don't know what to do. Try that.
Sometimes she says you feel so tired, so weak, you don't know what to do. Try that. That's what Bobby Joe says. Thank you, Bobby Joe. Did somebody put their hand up over here? No? Okay. I'm seeing things. And then they'll give you an affirmation to work with for that day and for the continuing days. So when I get off the phone with my Silent Unity prayer partner, I feel uplifted into the heavenly realms of my spirit. When I feel my wholeness, I am refreshed. I am filled with truthful words about myself, so I can use those. I'm going to not listen to the naysayer. I'm going to focus on the truth. And I'm also relieved of a sense of aloneness or loneliness. Sometimes when I wake up, I feel kind of disconnected. And I have a sense of separateness. My husband's gone to work. I feel like, sun's not even shining today. What's up with this? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to call Silent Unity. And I'm going to get my psyche in line with the truth. I don't want to listen to my, getting up on the wrong side of the bed voice, right? So, yeah, we understand and we know that we are never alone when we connect with people who care about us. And that is a spiritual healing. And isn't that what we create together here at Unity of Windsor? So this spiritual journey that we are all traveling can be like a mountain, can be compared to a person climbing a mountain. We're all mountain climbers. We're spiritual explorers. Sometimes we work really hard to reach a goal, to create that life that we want, and we do get a lot of success, right? Because we create these miracles with the truths that we apply in our everyday lives as true students. We're working it, and it's paying off. So believing in ourselves and the power of love enables us to be strong, to keep climbing towards that amazing reality that we've already created, but then it's time to create more amazing realities. Once we reach that certain peak experience, we come to that beautiful view and we look and there's this vista and it's exactly what we ever dreamed of. And it takes our breath away. I did this. And then we realize, wait, we did this. I was never alone. We can't do anything completely devoid of, without God, without each other, And we sit down in gratitude and we rest. And we celebrate that victory. I would hope we would celebrate and pat ourselves on the back, right? Sometimes we get comfortable and it's really tempting to stay there. It's I think I'll just build a permanent camp right here. Move in. This is exactly what I ever wanted. And then we realize that we hear an invitation, come higher, friend. Always the invitation is to come higher. So you know, when we do look back and see how far we've come, oftentimes I'll run across an old diary entry or a journal entry. Have you, or seen a picture of when you were with someone from the past and you're like, I remember you, like seeing yourself, or reading about the words you wrote, you're like, oh my God, that's really me, like, and just understanding like how far you've come. It's really, we can encourage ourselves that way, realizing it. And when it's time to continue our climb upwards, we must pack up and ready ourselves for more adventure. And sometimes the adventure includes obstacles, and it's time to set a new goal. So mountain climbers have tools, and so do spiritual explorers. We have a climbing harness, and so for me that represents love. That holds us secure. Just feel that harness holding you snug and secure. That's our love enfolding us. The love of God enfolding us, the love of each other enfolding us. We also have a helmet. And I thought, oh, that's a good representation for boundaries. When that falling rock and debris come flying out of nowhere, we got our helmet on. And so any kind of distractions or things that would pull us away, we have our boundaries. We have our rope and belay device. That returns us back to home base, safe and sound. That's a grounding experience. For spiritual explorers, we need to be able to ground ourselves and become centered within. Crampons, I thought, that's the footwear. Crampons, that's the thing that has the stuff that helps you stick to what you're doing there. So I said, okay, stick-to-itiveness. That's a good representation for persistence and perseverance, staying with it. Our headlamp could represent our light, our wisdom and understanding. We need a first aid kit because, accidents happen a lot. And self-care is essential, always. The ice axe, we could use that to pick away at the frozen ice of old beliefs. Just keep chopping away at that thing that holds us back. So there is no destination. We never arrive. Our life is a constant unraveling towards our source. One might say, as we climb higher, we fall ever more deeper in love. Our life is that beautiful prayer that we are always praying. My friends, with this thought and with all the ideas that we have talked about today, let's bring that into our meditation.
My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying.
Let us go into the silence for a couple of minutes now. And coming back to this place where we are connected in oneness with each other and with all that is. Know that we are a prayer, that God is praying, that love is praying, love expressing all the time, in all our struggles even, in all of our brilliance and our gifts and our talents. You are beautiful.
Thank you, Mariette. That was a wonderful talk.
You're welcome.
I always enjoy listening to you.
Okay, so thank you, Angelica, for everything, and Mike, thank you for everything.
And a special thanks to Jennifer over there, our video technician. Without her, we would be lost.
At this time, let us take to heart our vision, our mission, and our statement of being.
We have a global vision. Will you please speak it with me?
Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And we have a sacred mission. We inspire and empower spiritual growth to awaken us and transform the world.
And we have a personal statement of being. Will you please say that with me?
I am a dynamic center of the Christ light, mighty to unfold my good and radiate that good to all. So here's the announcements. Please remember that additional information about these and other events will be in our weekly newsletter. And so if you're not on the newsletter, it'd be great to get signed up. You can just let me know.
Also, there will be a fellowship potluck after the service today at 11:30. You all are welcome to attend.
And today is drumming day, so we will have a drumming circle later today at 12:30.
Reverend David will be leading a new member orientation class next Sunday, August 18th from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. This is a required class for anyone wishing to become a voting member of USCW. If you plan to attend, please sign up in the upstairs hospitality room so that we may know how many handouts to print.
So Janet, will you give a little wave to everybody? There is a hairstylist with many years of experience in our midst. So if you would love to have your hair styled or trimmed, she will do it for you. And I believe the money goes towards Unity. Yeah, so there you go.
And just a quick note to let you know that it's not too late to sign up for the Nature Retreat taking place on Saturday, August 24th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Cost is $69.
So we have 16 people, I believe, so far, right, Annette? And I'm seeing 20. So there's definitely room for a few more. So next Sunday, Devani Peters will be speaking, Balance is Health. So she'll be focusing on the importance of living a life of balance and moderation, discussing how yoga and Ayurveda view balance as essential to health.
And we have a new comment and suggestion forms that we have placed in the foyer. Please use the forms to make any comments or suggestions and place it in the love offering box. We would love to hear from your we would love to hear of your feedback.
Okay.
Also, after our Sunday program today, a few of us are going to the Pride Fest at Lansbury Park to hand out information about our center and offer invitations to visit our spiritual community. If anyone would like to join us, please see Claudio or Annette after the service.
Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, that would
Yes,
be
it
fun.
does.
There's a lot going on today. Also, just a reminder again, Tim is available to pray with you after service, and about donations and love offerings. Of course, all of our classes, programs, and services are made possible by you. Our heartfelt thanks for your continuous financial support. We've created many easy ways to donate, and of course, you can find that on our website.
And we have a love offering box near the foyer door with offering envelopes and pens where you can drop in your tithe or love offering as you leave the chapel. Again, thank you and bless you all for your loving and generous support.
And we invite you now to stand. Let's open our hearts and minds in gratitude as we close by speaking out loud or silently to ourselves our love offering prayer. Then we'll sing the peace song, and then we'll finish with the prayer for protection.
Divine love in me and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.